Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. In the last episode, we managed to get that Snorlax out of the way, and so we made it all the way over to Palatown. In this episode, let's say we go and officially begin our second journey in Kanto, starting over in Route 1. Since I actually wanted to do the order of the gym leaders in the original order. Because, you can basically battle them anytime you want to, in any kind of order you want to. But, I'd rather just do it in the original order, like how they were in Gen 1, so... Anyways, here we are in Route 1, and of course, unlike how it was in back in Gen 1, there are trainers here, and they are rocking their level 30 Pokemon. And it's actually kind of weird though, because in those early routes, like in Route 1, you'll still be encountering the same kind of Pokemon that were in their same levels as they were in Gen 1. So you'll be encountering like level 2 Pidgeys, Rattatas, and all that stuff there. So it's really weird in a way, where, despite that, there's trainers that have their Pokemon at level 30s or stuff like that. And honestly, though, that really is a huge ball kicker for those who are still starting out, because Route 1 is basically supposed to be the one of the beginning routes in Kanto. And so now, granted, since we're basically visiting Kanto a second time, and we're already strong at this point, it probably would have made sense with those trainers, but like, what if there's like a trainer who's just starting out of their journey, and or a newbie trainer, and then they actually hit a brick wall. All these trainers here, oh, you're just starting out, too bad. We just we're gonna go throw rocks at you with our level 30s, bitch. And that's the point where trainers probably give up because of it. And I guess the same will probably apply to the gym leaders. Because, well, we'll get more into detail about it, but of course, if you tell on the thumbnail, then we're already reaching a gym leader, because Journey Through Kanto isn't actually that long now. Well, mainly because that we're already strong. And, oh, look at that! Ah, yes! Finally, at long last, Audrey is learning Razor Leaf! So we can finally get rid of Vine Whip, and now Audrey's learned Razor Leaf. And so, now that Audrey has finally learned Razor Leaf at long last, which is probably the one kind of strong grass type move, let's say we go ahead and just give Audrey Leaf Stone and finally evolve her to Victory Bell. So let's finally do this. Oh yes, Audrey's evolving. Alright, here we go. Here we go with Victory Bell. Coming soon there. It's about time, right? I'd say it's about damn time. Alright, nice. Look how vicious she looks. That's why I call her Audrey, because, well, it's a reference to Little Shop of Horrors. So yeah, Audrey has now evolved to Victory Bell. Let's go and check out her stats zone. She's got a lot more for HP. It took us all the way over when we started in Kanto for Audrey to finally evolve to Victory Bell. And so now that we got the new evolution, so we go ahead and check the Pokedex entry. I already got 25 Pokemon owned by now. Let's see, it should be all the way down. There we go. So let's check Victory Bell. Victory Bell, the Flycatcher Pokemon. Once ingested into this Pokemon's body, even the hardest object will melt into nothing. Ugh, Jesus Christ, that's kind of gruesome. Ugh. Which is actually kind of odd, though, because, like, since there was that one Victory Bell in the anime that James has, and it always tends to try to bite into James, but, like, with no ill effects. So, that's, it could be just taking control of it, just the way they wouldn't harm James or anything like that. I don't know. Alright, turn speed versus thirsting to his back. Yeah, we already know that kind of rules, unless if we're in Paldea, but of course, yeah, even this schoolboy here has, like, a lot of, has these Pokemon that are still level 30, so yeah, that really just, that means, like, like I said, for trainers that are actually starting out in their Kanto journey, and they're getting hit with these with the trainers that have these kind of levels for these Pokemon. I would just make them give up so easy. That would have been a real dick move for them, because like they wouldn't be able to just keep all those, especially if they still have their level 5 starters, and that really just hit. That's like a big curveball for them. So it's just kind of weird in a way, but like I said, even weirder, where like you'll still be encountering these common mons where they're still in their level 2s or level 3s and all that. So, which is weird, because it's showing more for the problems of Gen 2 with their level curves and all that. So yeah. Yeah, I know we've already encountered those Pokemon the trainers, but I figured I'd just go ahead and show those off anyway, because, since we're already, we're in Route 1 anyway, and so I figured I'd just go ahead and just show those off, because, like I said, it's basically a new trainer theme that we have, which is, a remix of the trainer theme from Gen 1, but, if we're starting out Kanto, I guess we might as well just show them off anyway. Yeah, I guess it's pretty much all there is about everyone. What's even weirder though is that in Black and White 2, those games actually took notes from Gen 2, where like after you once you get to the post game, you actually go back and visit revisit those earlier starting towns, like all the way back over to New Emma Town, and even those routes like in Route 1 in Unova. Um, they'll just have the strong trainers, but then the wild Pokemon will actually be in their level 50s and all that. So I mean, so at least that would just correspond to the current levels that you have by now. So I'm at least glad that they did so. But no, here it's actually just still a very early common Pokemon and all that. Like just it's literally the same as it was in or how Route 1 is in Gen 1. So yeah, really weird in terms of the level curve. Even though that we've already they already champion. And so here we are back in Viridian City. I'm going to go ahead and just explore the place. Yeah, since I deliberately skipped over so many of these areas before I got to Palatown because I just wanted to start there, I was going to go ahead and just make up for that. And since, we've already started, let's go ahead and explore those towns and, see how much has changed in Kanto because it's already been 3 years since Gen 1. So I mean, that's a long time. So let's see what's been going on here. This guy, I heard that there are many items on the ground in Viridian Forest. Oh, yeah, Viridian Forest, which we'll probably see in a minute. I mean, like, they would say that Viridian Forest technically still exists. I mean, it kind of does, but there's going to be something very different about Viridian Forest, which we'll get to once we get up to Route 2. But first, we're going to go ahead and explore Viridian City. So, one thing that some of the NPCs were mentioning is that apparently they were saying that the gym in Cinnabar Island is gone. And like, oh, what could have happened? I mean, did they tear it down or something? Actually, no. Something worse though. They must have released Missing No somehow. But anyway, and I'm actually gonna go right out of there because I actually thought that there was supposed to be there actually was that hidden item back in Gen 1 where they can pick up. I forgot what it was. I think it was either a potion or a Pokeball or something. But I don't remember what it was. I thought there was gonna be one up there, but I guess there wasn't. And there's also that same guy who's been in that same spot for like 3 years. Doesn't he have anything better to do to his son? I had this dream about a drowsy eating my dream. Weird, huh? Huh? What's this? Where did this TM come from? This is spooky. Here, we can have this TM. And so, yeah, TM42. I believe what he's going to say is that it contains a Dream Eater, I believe. Yeah, actually, yeah, it does contain Dream Eater because he was describing it first off before he gave the TM. Yeah, he does the same thing as he did in Gen 1, where he gives you the TM for a Dream Eater. Which, that actually just reminded me that in Pokemon Let's Go, whenever you talk to that same guy who will give you the TM for a Dream Eater, for some reason the screen just goes and zooms in and does these distorted effects. That was actually pretty creepy. I was like, because I was like talking to the guy and then I saw those effects there. I was like, oh, what the hell? What's going on? And also, there's the Viridian City Gym. Yeah, I remember that place, don't you? We'll go inside and oh, hey, a nice Lego set here. Look at all those Legos. But there's nobody here. There's no gym leader here. Which is, who could have gone? Well, obviously it's not Giovanni, though, because, I mean, we already booted him and the rest of the team rocked out already. So, as of right now, Giovanni's nowhere to be found. In fact, we don't even meet Giovanni because he's not even in this game. Unless if it's a Heart Gold Silver where he does appear, but that's only locked into an event, which I can never understand why. But, yeah, the gym is no longer Giovanni, and the old man was saying that it's apparently a kid from Palatown. It could be you-know-who, of course. The one kind of interesting thing that Viridian City does have now is that it has a trainer house. Basically replaces the Pokemon school that had here. So basically what it is that the trainer house is actually one good way to battle at least one trainer to run your Pokemon. The thing about it is, though, that it actually does have a gimmick where, if a friend of yours uses Pokemon or just at least, or uses the mystery gift feature, I don't know that much about the mystery gift except for like certain codes or getting the certain mythical Pokemon, or through events. But I think from what I looked up, they were to use a Pokemon for like with their mystery gift feature, then you'll be battling that same person, from outside to actually to battle that trainer's Pokemon. But otherwise, if they don't do any of that, then you'll actually be battling this other trainer named Cal, and who looks a lot like me for some reason. It says somebody just call me. Well, why is there two of me? This is weird. Alright, so we have Pokemon Trainer Cal, and yeah, he just looks like the player character for some reason. So they don't use any of the mystery gift feature, which of course, good luck on that one because at this point nobody ever does anymore. I'm pretty sure they've not really used it, or those who doesn't use it anymore. But what Cal's going to use, he's going to be using the fully evolved forms of all 3 of the Johto starters. And so starting off, we have a Meganium. So yeah, this will actually be our first encounter with a Meganium, and it's the final evolved form of Chikorita, which I think evolves from Bayleaf at level 36, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. I mean, usually a lot of the starters would reach their final forms at level 36. And the moves that this Meganium has, it has a Poison Powder, Synthesis, Body Slam, and Light Screen. Synthesis, it's probably going to use quite a lot, though, when the HP gets low, and so I'm actually going to speed it up because it keeps on spamming it, so I didn't want to waste any time, because it makes the battle drag on so much longer. And by the way, folks, all 3 of the Johto stars that Cal's using, they're all going to be in their level 50, so at least we're actually fighting stronger Pokemon, unlike with the level curve there. And my Pokemon are still in level 40s, and yeah, this is where Meganium is just using a Synthesis, which will actually heal a small amount of the HP. So I had to go and speed this up because this battle was taking longer because of it, like longer than necessary. So yeah, it's definitely a good way to grind. I kind of just went right into it prematurely, even though I probably shouldn't though, because the level 50 isn't how my Pokemon are low level at the moment. But I had to anyway, just for the sake of experience. But let's talk about the other moves here. Let's see. The other move I didn't go over is Light Screen. Light Screen is of course a barrier move that raises up the special defense of the Pokemon for just a few turns. And so, unfortunately, we'd be stuck with that until Gen 3, where if a Pokemon uses Brick Break, then it actually shatters it. And same with Reflect, but Brick Break does not exist in this gen, so we'd be stuck with it. And then this guy will be using a Typhlosion for the next one. Has some moves Ember, Quick Attack, Swift, and Flame Wheel, which is kind of a weird moveset to actually have both Ember and Flame Wheel, since Flame Wheel is definitely without a doubt a stronger version of Ember. Hopefully, like later in this LP, like if it's ever possible, that I know my Typhlosion or Iwata still has Flame Wheel, but I know Typhlosion does learn Flamethrower at some kind of later level, so here's hoping that Iwata will eventually learn it, so I can just replace Flame Wheel with that. So it's get a little just 2 surfs right there, and then Typhlosion's down, and of course the last one obviously that will be for Alligator that Cal's gonna use. Which, of course, we know much about because, since Fuckbag has been using it for Alligator. But this one has moves Bite, Scary Face, Slash, and Screech. Does not know any kind of Water-type move, so it shouldn't be too difficult for you facing up against this for Alligator. I might want to watch out for Slash, though, especially like if he uses Screech and then Slash, then, since Screech would very greatly lower the physical defense, and Slash can pretty much hurt where it could be able to land critical hits pretty easily. So, you do want to be careful with that, and Lamose is already getting low with HP, but unfortunately, though, managed to cripple for Alligator, so I'm just going to give it one more spark without having to worry about using the Hyper Potion. So I'm actually really lucked out on that one, so, And keep in mind, guys, that in the trainer house, you can only battle the trainer only once a day. So if you ever wanted some good grinding, then you just have to wait another day, and then you just do some good grinding levels. Because, like, I would say the only way to actually battle strong trainers is just by either getting the rematches from other trainers who call you on their Pokegears, or if you just do these Elite Four rematches, which is probably the best way to do so, and probably the only way, because as of right now, then it seems very limited. There'd be like nobody else. Unless you're playing Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where there's this new feature where you do these rematches with gym leaders, but I'll talk more on that once we get to a certain point, and then all this, that's something we'll talk about. So I'm gonna go ahead and just buy some stuff here, even though I don't have very much for money. Now, even though you're in Kanto right now and you've already become the champion, one of the biggest issues about these Pokemarts is that they still have their set kind of items, so sometimes they'll have full heals, but they'll also have these starting healers like antidotes, paralyze heals, awakenings, or basically like regular potions. And later on, once we get to Pewter City eventually, that one Pokemon Mart will actually have a super potion or a super repel. At least he has the hyper potions here, so I guess it's good enough at least. But some of the Pokemon Marts will still be having like super potions and whatnot. And I'm like, dude, come on! I'm the champion already. I don't need a little low potion like that since since my own Pokemon has plenty of HP at with them, so yeah, it's still very much like a kind of a noob level for the Pokemon selections, and it bothers me honestly. Thankfully, it does get fixed in Gen 4 though, where you know, since the item selection for the Pokemon Marts will actually increase depending on however many badges you have, so that's actually something we're thankful for. So anyway, so here we are back in Route 2. Last time we were in Route 2, we were on the other side, or the right side of it, just happened to pass through. But we're gonna go and explore the left side, and there's actually something a little interesting that we'll be seeing here after we battle those bugcatchers, because all there is just some bugcatchers. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go past the tree because I don't have any other repel. So anyway, folks. So speaking of all these space limitations, ladies and gentlemen, this is Viridian Forest, or at least what's left of it here. So so because of the fact that there isn't enough space for the cartridges, and so yeah, I did mention how they removed most of the dungeons in Kanto. This is what Viridian Forest turned out to be in this game. It's just nothing but a maze full of shrubbery. At least the maze itself is still still keeps the same layout as Viridian Forest, but because they had to cut Viridian Forest off entirely from its status as a dungeon, then it basically just merged Route 2 with a very small tree maze, and so because of that, there's absolutely nothing there at all except for just a few items. So that's basically that's just about it, honestly. The NPCs is actually just like they at least do say about oh, and Ralph's fishing me, or I mean Ralph's calling me, not fishing me. What the hell? It's kind of wrong. And he wants to challenge me to a battle, so which I'm not gonna do because I'm still in the middle of my journey. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, some of the NPCs will actually go and claim like Viridian Forest technically still does exist, but here in game, then yeah, it's just nothing but a tree maze, and so there's just nothing there except for a few items. Now, Heart Gold and Soul Silver actually does bring back Viridian Forest as an actual dungeon. So, because, you know, like I said, Heart Gold and Soul Silver does make Kanto much more faithful to how it was in Gen 1. So because of that, they do bring back a lot of the dungeons that were missing in Gen 2. Well, basically all the other dungeons that were missing in Gen 2. So I'm actually pretty thankful for it. But because of how short it was for Route 2, then it was kind of a little short trek through. And also another thing about Route 2, this is the only location where you can find Pikachu, which is kind of reference to how Pikachu can be found in the wild in Viridian Forest. But because they had to cut off Viridian Forest entirely as a dungeon, then the Pikachu is going to be moved to the patch of grass over in Route 2 itself. But yeah, this is going to be the only area to actually find Pikachu if you ever want to have that on your team, and it's a very rare find as well because, you know, since Pikachu is pretty rare itself. So yeah, if you ever wanted to have Pikachu, well, at least in the Johto journey, then you'll have to wait all the way over to Kanto because, well, that's where Pikachu is found in Route 2. And like I said, I'll talk about the music there. Well, that was playing in Route 2. That was, like I did say in the last episode, it was a remix of the Viridian Forest theme, which you know, which actually doesn't sound creepy anymore. It actually sounds more, it actually sounds more peaceful this time around. The first few notes of it, it does sound like the first few notes of the original theme, but it goes into a much more lighthearted remix of the theme itself, which I actually kind of like though. Actually sounds real nice. So anyway, folks, so here we are in Pewter City, and this is going to be where we'll face the first stream leader, Kanto Brock, which of course we all remember him. A couple of things. First thing we want to do, you want to talk to this old man here, and he will give you the Silver Wing, and that will actually allow us to go over to the World Islands to get to Lugia, which is something that we'll be getting to. Like after we're all done in Kanto, after getting all the 8 badges in Kanto, then we'll go ahead and cover the legendaries. And in Crystal, he actually gives you the Silver Wing, but it's actually different depending on the version. Where in Gold version, like you would already have the Rainbow Wing, which is for Ho-Oh, that you'll get early on, and then he just gives you the Silver Wing. In Silver though, it actually switches over where he'll give you the Rainbow Wing, and then the Silver Wing is actually something you get early on. So yeah, we'll just have to make sure talk to him so that way there we can get the to get that kind of item. And yeah, since I did explain the badges and the gym leaders, yeah, so you can actually, even after being the champion, you can still get the badges in Kanto, and so your badge number will still increase. So yeah, that's actually a neat little thing. Do a full journey of Kanto. And also, that was the Pewter Museum of Science, and so it says here that it's closed for renovations, which, I mean, the actual reason is because, you know, again, space limitations, but at least they went out of their way to explain why why the museum is closed, because it says for renovation. So at least that's a good attention to detail. But they still never explain why Viridian Forest has been cut off entirely. It's just nothing but a maze. Like I said, the Pewter City Museum actually is brought back in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I think this is actually where you can get the those fossils like the old amber to get a Aerodactyl. And well, as far as I remember, I could be misremembering. So anyway, so here we are in the Pewter City Gym, and so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and face the gym leaders in Kanto, and starting with Brock here. And yeah, that's the gym leader. He's yeah, it's still Brock to this day, and he hasn't even gone into consideration for him wanting to be a Pokemon breeder, which is actually what he wanted to do in Yellow. But you know, that's actually more so in the anime. It's more of an anime kind of thing. And yeah, he's still known as the rock-solid Pokemon trainer. So yeah, just like with Gen 1, it really hasn't changed much for the Pewter City Gym. It's still specialized in rock-type Pokemon. But at this point, if you have like grass or water types, or you know, either ground types or fighting types, then you know it should be good for you. And also, rock types are weakened by steel types. So just wanted to throw that there since with the introduction to steel types. So anyway, so that's just trainer out of the way. It's pretty easy. Just want to stand slash. Wow, it's so rare to get a challenger from Johto. I'm Brock, the Pewter Gym Leader. I'm an expert on rock-type Pokemon. My Pokemon are impervious to most physical attacks. You'll have a hard time inflicting any damage. Come on. Alright, folks, this is our first battle for the Kanto Gym Leaders. Here we have Brock. And so, Brock is, well, for one thing, he's pathetically easy, because he has a bunch of those, well, basically all his Pokemon that he's going to be using are quad weak to grass, and, well, at least in the case of Graveler, of course, grass and water types is what it's quad weak to. So because of that, Brock is very easy if you have those grass or water types at your disposal. And his Graveler knows the moves Defense Curl, Rock Slide, Rollout, and Earthquake. Of course, watch out for Rock Slide. You know, if you don't have the right Pokemon, then it could be a little bit of trouble for you. And next up is Amistar. Amistar has moves Bite, Surf, Protect, and Spike Cannon. Spike Cannon is a move that that can take each turn. And Protect will actually protect itself. Amistar is an evolved form of Omanyte. It's pretty good with its own physical defense. So, so if you're into like a good defensive Pokemon, then Amistar would be it. Then next up is Kabutops, which is the evolved form of Kabuto. So he's actually using a couple of the fossil Pokemon. Has moves Slash, Surf, Endure, and Giga Drain. Giga Drain is actually a more powerful version of Mega Drain, and Endure will actually cause its HP to actually not go down one hit. It'll just still stand with 1 HP left. And also both Amistar and Kabutops are Rock and Water types, so you're gonna easily one-shot it with a Grass type. But for the others that are Rock and Ground types, then it's just one-shot with their Grass or Water types because since they're quad weak to those types respectively. And he still has Onix there. Onix has moves Bind, Rock Slide, Bite, and Sandstorm. Sandstorm he also it's also a move that, it just makes Pokemon take damage each turn. And yeah, I'm using Water for this one, even though I could have just used the other Pokemon like Audrey or Lamos. But since I want to Nose Dig, and I figured I'd just go ahead and just give him a chance to shine there for sake of more grinding. But then again, though, Onix is kind of it's actually being impervious to those attacks, even with Dig. So that's the reason why I think it's because since Iwata isn't really that much of a physical attacker, it's more of a special attacker from what I know. So that's part of the reason why. And Onix is very defensive as well. So yeah, I would say that he still has his Onix and also that Graveler, which I'm assuming it's the very same Graveler that's evolved from his Geodude in Gen 1. But yeah, but he has 3 new Pokemon, like both the fully evolved fossil Pokemon. And also one more Pokemon that we'll be seeing in a bit there. But, as long as you have the right kind of Pokemon there is, then, Brock is pathetically easy. And also, just like with the other battle themes, even the Gym Leader themes get a remix of it. And I gotta say, I actually like this remix of the Kanto Gym Leader theme because it actually managed to sound a lot more intimidating than how it was in Gen 1. Because, it definitely sounds like you're just quite for a challenge, even though it might not be so challenging. It's still pretty easy, and especially since you're already the champion at this point. But either way, it's a good remix because it's intimidating. I actually especially love the Heart Gold and Soul Silver remix that the Kanto Gym Leader theme got. It because like, oh man, those instruments, the guitars and all that. God damn, they really went hard on the Okay, no pun intended on that one because we're battling rock types, but yeah, they really went hard on the theme here in those games. And but anyway, so yeah, last Pokemon I used was Rhyhorn. Knows moves Fury Attack, Scary Face, Earthquake, and Horn Drill. Horn Drill is a one-hit KO, so watch out for that one. But you know, we've already defeated Rock there because that was just very easy with that Rhyhorn. So yeah. Yeah, with that, we have received the Boulder Badge. And so, yeah, even after those 8 badges, and like, this is actually the only game where your badge number still increases. So, like, if you go to your save menu or go to your trainer ID, the badge counter will actually go up. So it'll actually say you have 9 badges. So because of that, this game holds a record for having the highest amount of badges there is. So you'll be getting like 16 badges from getting the badges from both in Johto and Kanto. So it's actually a neat little thing, or like one of those rare instances where you know, you're in the post game and they actually still collect those badges in Kanto. So yeah, it's a nice little it's still a nice callback to just to the original Kanto journey in Gen 1, and so we're doing it again here in Gen 2, and you know, since we're stronger and we're still getting those Kanto badges, even though we're a champion, so it probably wouldn't have been pointless here. One thing to note though is that even if you do get the badges in Kanto, if you go to your trainer ID, it actually doesn't showcase the Kanto badge you received at all. It'll still only show the Johto badges you already got. I know Heart Gold and Soul Silver actually does add the secondary layer to show off the Kanto badges, and oh yeah, see, this is what I mean for how lame these Pokemon arts are. Yeah, this Pokemon art only has Super Potions, Super Repels, and these other lame items in stock. So yeah. You know, we already got so much better items, so they still have those in stock, and it's just weird for some reason. I don't know why. So, anyway. But with that, then we got our first badge in Kanto, and only 7 more to go. So, I'm gonna go end things off here, and next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, we are going to head over to Cerulean City next to battle Missy, who's over there. And, well, not in the next episode, but next time. So, I will see you guys next time.